and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and this is another VR to Candy Soul and Soil for her Collections Meets Decks video, which was super fun, and I already did one, but now I'm doing mugs because Juli at Peekaboo Rose did. And it's a good idea, and I have a lot of them. So my first one is Jane Eyre, one of the Penguin book covers. As you can see, it's got makeup brushes in it that I only occasionally use, which I find a little bit ironic because she was written as a plain heroine, which I think Emily and Anne didn't think was possible. So that's fun. And the deck I picked to go with that, in just this sort of gothic countryside vibe, I guess, is the Crow Tarot. It's mini, it's cute. It's maybe slightly unexpected, but actually, one of the problems I had when I was doing this is I have too many bookish mugs and not enough bookish decks. So thinking a little tangentially, this is my gothic adjacent deck for Jane Eyre. And then I have another one of these penguin mugs, which is A Room of One's Own, for which I picked, of course, the Literary Witches. So I think that's supposed to be, is that Emily Bronte on the coat? Yeah, that's Emily Bronte. There is a somewhere. See, if I was smart, I would have gotten it out beforehand, but I'm not smart, apparently. Ooh. Okay. But I'm pretty sure Virginia Woolf is in here somewhere. Although, yep, there she is. All right. So for that reason, the Literary Witches Oracle goes with this one. That's about the degree of depth of thought that went into this. And okay, so the next round of clanging together mugs, bookish things. I have 3 of these by, who is the Jane, somebody who makes these. Ideal Bookshelf is what she's called, what her shop is called. And sometimes the bookstore next to me, which is very dangerous, stocks them. So this is the Diverse Spines one, which is all books by people of color. Not all of which I've read, but a fair few. And so for that one I picked Our Tarot, because it's also, I think it's, is it all women? It might be. Hold on. It is all women of color. Cool. So I picked Our Tarot, which is not all women of color, but it is all women, and it does have some diversity in it, at least. Maybe not as much as possible, but I think it does. Oh, look, there are the Brontes again. Keep coming up everywhere in my life as I'm getting all the European ones. But there's Octavia Butler. Is she on here? She's probably on here. I don't see her. Oh yeah, there she is, Kindred. So yeah, it's all women, some women of color. I think it's actually, I like Wangari Maathai as the 10 of Cups. That's so good. It's so good. It's actually pretty global in its reach, which is cool. I like it. I have really, really got to read the guidebook because I do not know who all of these people are. And I would like to know more about them because the ones I do know about fit really well and are really cool. Oh, I love Frida Kahlo. I feel like I've heard of Huda Shorroy. Anyway, I will stop getting distracted by the deck and move on to the next one. But yeah, do have to get to the guidebook on that one eventually. Oh, and it's fun with tuck boxes again. Why do I have such... I need to practice my fine motor skills there or something. Anyway, the next one is, I feel like this is 19th century classics. Is this 19th century? Yeah, I think that's what this is. It looks like it. So anyway, I picked the Literary Tarot for this, which I've talked about a lot lately, so I won't go on and on about it. Oh, there's yellow wallpaper again. I guess if it's a good story, it keeps coming up. What is that? Crime and Punishment. What's on here? Frankenstein. Is Frankenstein in here? It might be. Jane Eyre. Oh yeah, there's Crime and Punishment. Moby Dick. I think Moby Dick is in here. Is it? Maybe? I can't remember. Wuthering Heights. The Picture of Dorian Gray is in here because I just read it. Les Mis is in here. Pride and Prejudice, I think, is in here. Sherlock Holmes is in here. What does that say? Madame Bovary. I don't think that's in here, but I'm reading it anyway. Because I need to practice my French. Because I'm a terribly inconsistent student. And should get back to that. Oops. And then the last of the ideal bookshelf cups is, what is this, fantasy and sci-fi? Or just fantasy? Looks like mostly fantasy. So for that, even though The Hobbit is on here, I picked the Tarot of the Divine, because it's all folk tales and fairy tales and myths and stories, and so I feel like those sorts of mythologies and folklores and stuff are sort of the pre-literary, the oral tradition versions of fantasy. But I really do need to, I need to go through the guidebook again, I think, for this deck, because I have forgotten what so many of these are. I used to know more of them, but it's an Inuit myth, I think. I can't remember the name of. It's pretty global in its reach too, this deck, which is cool. But yeah, that's my, this is the best I could do for fantasy adjacent deck. There, we could end on her. I feel like I'm not very, whoops, coordinated today. Oh well. Alright. One more bookish deck. Well, two more bookish decks. Okay, second last one. I like to stay in bed reading. It's too peoply outside. That could be my life motto. I love this mug so much that when it broke, I had to fix it. As you can see, there's a crack in it. But yeah, life motto. It's too peoply outside. Yeah. I feel like I should be in bed reading right now, which actually might be what I do immediately after this. So for this one, I picked the Lord of the Rings Tarot because is there anything cozier than being in bed with a cup of tea reading the Lord of the Rings? I don't think so. And this is a really good one. This is by S.A. Fikes. He's on Etsy. Why couldn't I remember Etsy? I don't know. My brain is done in for the day. I apologize. I blame work. And it clearly uses scenes from, or is inspired by the movie. I think it's just enough, not movie-ish, to avoid copyright issues, but you can tell pretty easily who's who. But there are also some things from the books, which is fun. You can see there's Gandalf on the top of, what's the tower called? My memory is shot today, apparently. stay it in. So yeah, a lot of the design you can see is very familiar from the movies, but it's also got like Arwen's mother is in here and a few other things like that. And obviously this scene, you know, never happened, but these three women were all in the books. So yeah, that's that. This is my last bookish mug, I promise, for now. It doesn't look like much, and it's pretty beat up from dishwashers at work that I should not have put it in. But it's one of these, I can't even demonstrate it because I should have poured hot water in it. But it turns into the Marauders map with hot water. It's one of those color changing sort of ones. So for that, I picked the Three Trees Tarot Oak, Ash, and Thorn because it's just, I don't know, got a magical adventures in the woods sort of vibe for me. It's also got sort of the same color scheme as the Marauders map, the parchmenty sort of colors. Maybe I'll keep this out now. It's almost fall. I think it's August 20th as I'm recording this. That's close enough to fall. Maybe I'll keep this out because it's cute, and maybe if I wish for fall hard enough, it'll be here sooner. Because I am not a hot weather person. I am Canadian. I can deal with cold. I cannot deal with summer. I can't do it. All right. Next up, I have a Village Witch mug because it's cute and it's got a little ghost coming out of the chimney. And for that one, I picked the Wild Woman Oracle because I feel like most of the, I'm having spacing difficulties today too now. Good, on a roll. Because I feel like most of the women in these images are like the witch of their village. Like she looks like a village witch. Village witch. Another village witch. The original village witch, perhaps. This is also a fall and winter sort of deck for me, so I've got a few of those out actually. Maybe it is wishful thinking on my part. Matawaka's Truth. I like that one. I like that they use her real name too. For rewilding with the grandmother moon there. Village Witch. That's her. Alright. Next I have a very full mug. It is, I don't know what you call this. Gnomes? Are they gnomes? Is that what gnomes look like? I have no idea. It doesn't say. But they're adorable. And it's very fall. It's orange on the inside and says gather together. And so for that one, I picked the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Because does anything give off fall vibes more than this one? I don't know. Yep, I like it. I just realized I got distracted looking at the pictures. Maybe I'll keep this one out too. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm so indecisive at the moment. Yeah, this is my fall vibes garden gnomes with wild animals sort of deck. And then I have, okay, skipping ahead of season, I have a Christmas mug. I think I got this from like Safeway or Shoppers or something with hot chocolate in it. One of those gimmicky, you know, when they package the hot chocolate in this like cellophane bag and sell it to you for a ridiculous amount of money. But it looks knitted, sort of, and it's cute and I like it and it made me happy, so that's what that is. And the only Christmas deck I have is the Yuletide Tarot, so that is the one that will go with that. It does have some of the same, you know, red and beige and green, Christmassy Christmas colors. Obviously, I'm so full of insights today. It's a good thing this is a just for fun video, and I'm not expected to like write an essay this evening or something, because I couldn't do it. Yeah, this will come back out at Christmas time or thereabouts, possibly at the end of November, because the more holidays you can fit into a holiday season, the better, I feel. Alright. I am still having coordination difficulties with all of these things. Okay. This is a mug that says all you need is love and chocolate. And then it says the same thing in French on the other side. And it's just, I don't know, one of those just for fun mugs. I mean, all of these mugs are just for fun mugs, but anyway. More insights from me. This is a not safe for work deck, so, you know, avert your eyes if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. This is the Tarot des Femmes Erotiques. It's beautiful. It's just, I don't know. It's a love and chocolate sort of deck. I should use this more often too. I don't use it very often, but it's so pretty. And really, actually quite well done, I think. Yeah, so that is Le Tarot des Femmes Erotiques. And then I have this one, which is, I don't know what you call this, some sort of ceramic mug that I got in Saskatchewan when I went home. I think I got it in Saskatchewan. At any rate, it's beautiful, and it feels like just the feel of it is amazing. And I don't use it very often because I'm always scared I'm going to break it, because it's not super thick. I haven't chipped it or anything yet though, so maybe I should use it more often. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's a little, I don't know if you would say quite whimsical, but it's got this sort of playing with colors thing going on here. So for this one I picked the Margaret Peterson Tarot, because I just feel like some of the cards, maybe not all of them, but the more cool toned ones have a similar sort of, I don't know, they kind of work together. This is just on impressions. No conscious thought went into that decision whatsoever. Let's see if I can find any other cards that, yeah, that one kind of goes. That one definitely goes. The blue toned ones go with this cup quite well. That one not so much. I don't think I have a mug that would go with. So yeah, so some of these, the cooler toned cards, which of course are not the ones I'm finding right now, are the ones that go mostly with this mug. And then okay, I have an opera mug because I used to work at the opera. I was a stage manager there for like 13 years, and so it's just opera. It says opera, Cavalry Opera on it. It's a little bit dusty. Whoops! Pretend you didn't see that. But anyway, it's a nice dramatic red and black mug, because it wouldn't be opera if it wasn't dramatic, sometimes unnecessarily. So the Myriad Tarot is the one I went with because it's the Thoth, and that is possibly the most dramatic deck there is. Like, really, is there anything more dramatic? Apparently there is an opera deck that exists in the world, but it's, I think, in Italian and out of print. So this is my opera deck because it is nothing if not over the top dramatic. Like, that could be in an opera. That could absolutely be part of an opera set. So could that, actually. So, yeah. That's my, that's the closest I've got to an opera deck. And then I have, whoops, wrong way around. What was this called? I think this is called The Rainmaker, but I can't remember who the artist is. I have their card somewhere, but I may have lost it. But I know I have it. Oh, wait. Maxine Noel. She's an Indigenous artist. This was from, I think, a museum in Saskatchewan as well. I can't remember if she's Cree or not, but she is Indigenous to Canada somewhere. And I think it's called The Rainmaker, which is, I don't know if you can see that without the glare. There we go. So beautiful. It's got a little figure on the inside. So for this one, I went with the Sea Soul Journeys Oracle cards, which apparently I should press under an encyclopedia or something. Do people still own encyclopedias? Probably not. Because it's all watery. And as I said already, this is just purely on feeling. I'm not writing an essay about this. It's just my little bit of fun after work video. So, yes. Therefore, water deck goes with water cup. When I do the bookish one, I will try to sound more intelligent. Because I have plans, we'll see if I execute them, to do this again with some of the books that sort of were the most influential books in my life. All right, last couple. Two more. Okay. This is the Ellis Island mug that I got at, you'll never guess, Ellis Island. It's also got the Statue of Liberty and some other houses that I think are from Ellis Island and a boat and whatnot in New York. Apparently I need to clean that up there, so I'll just put that slightly out of frame. And for this one I picked the Tarot of the Interior Landscapes. I'll put its real French title down below, the Tarot de Paysage Intérieur. Because there were a couple options I could have picked. At first I was going to pick the Death Duel Oracle, and then I went with this one because my family did come to the prairies, some of them through Ellis Island into Minnesota and North Dakota, and then up to Saskatchewan. And this is a very prairie landscapes deck to me. Prairie in the winter especially. I did consider the Death Duel Oracle because in coming here they did displace a lot of people, but also escaped death in Europe from Stalin, Hitler, and Stalin. So that, you know, I can't be entirely sad that they came because I wouldn't exist, although some days, but that's a whole different problem. But also I do recognize that they did a lot of damage on the prairies, even though I don't think that was the intention. That was the result. So yeah, this is my conflicted life on the prairies there in the winter, night in the winter. Ellis Island mug. Whoops, even though Ellis Island is quite far away. Some of them did come through there. The ones that didn't come through Montreal. Anyway, and then the last one is, so I've got a few of these, but I'm only going to show this one because it's the prettiest and it was my grandma's. So I have a few of these mugs. This is the Old Country Roses St. Albert China. And I have a few pieces in this set. I think she had more, but she was a hoarder and we lost a lot of stuff in her house because it was an absolute nightmare to go through. But I did keep some of her china that I could salvage. And this one I paired with the Lioness Oracle Tarot for a couple of reasons. One, because of all the roses and just like it looks like visually it matches beautifully, but also because I think her story when making this deck was that her dad or her grandfather or somebody had just died. I think it was her dad, but I could be mistaken. And my grandma died only like 3 years ago. And so this deck somehow has ended up being connected with her. Even though it's very much not her style. But she would have liked the flowers. She was a big roses person. But she was a big flowers person. If there was ever a deck with this many marigolds in it, she would have liked that, I think. So yeah, this is the end of my mug collection meets decks video. If you've somehow managed to make it this far despite my rambling and occasional incoherence, congratulations, you win a gold star. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.